Okay, go ahead. Oh, they're okay with it.
Okay, thanks. And then the next area is quite a ways down.
Hold on, Steve. Sonia.
Yeah.
Yes, Steve, this is Sonia. Could you go
Good
back
morning.
to the
Good
other,
afternoon.
go back to the other part that you just showed us? Could you make it a little bit bigger than,
Yeah.
okay, the chief of staff shall work with the contracts office to perform grant and contract, what is that? Gatekeeping functions, including approving grant application, and similar funding proposals, and approving contracts under existing grants and similar funding as
Awards.
okay. Okay, so that's what will happen with the director, right? Working with them.
This is not the director. This would be chief of staff with the contract office. But yes, they would be reviewing proposals submitted by a director,
Okay.
either for
Yeah,
a grant application or a contract.
Yeah, I just want to make sure we're including directors, because the director is the one that's, first step, they're the ones proposing the grant. So they
Okay,
gotta
I'll
make
add
sure,
that.
yeah,
I can add that.
yeah. So it's not just those two entities, but the director needs to be involved in it. Because
Okay.
they need to know everything about the grant that's under their program that they're gonna be administering.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, just to clarify this, there's no grant scheme, it's just the chief of staff, the contracts, and program director.
Yep.
Okay, we're good with it?
Okay. So then, the next area where this is not actually new material, but it is a little bit of a restructure. And that's under procurement. So this is the, procurement has 3 chapters. One is general provisions, one is special provisions relating to procurement of property, like goods. And then one is special provisions regarding procurement of services. So this is the general chapter. And one of the things is that it states in the general chapter the principles that are applicable to both procurement of goods and services. And that includes procurement methods, which is, I'll make it bigger, 1619-9. It also includes contract provisions, and that is in the current manual. It's just, I think, in the wrong place. So I moved it up here, and then updated it based on current federal law. But I want to go through with you on procurement. Since the tribe adopted its last procurement manual, which was a long time ago, federal law has allowed informal procurement methods for what they call small purchases. And that includes micro purchases and then simplified acquisitions. And micro purchases, they can be made without soliciting competitive price or rate quotations if the tribe considers the price reasonable. And that would be up to $10,000 in this draft. So that gives you a little bit more flexibility to avoid some of the more expensive or time-consuming procurement methods for a micro purchase.
Question.
Go ahead.
Even with the micro purchase, would there be some kind of approval going, method with that, like going through finance?
You certainly can add that in. You absolutely can.
You know, I think anything we spend, even that amount, should at least get finance approval.
Right,
Okay.
on record.
Well, how about the treasurer, because the treasurer does have to approve up to 25,000 and finance.
Yeah, yes,
Is that okay?
yes, she can bring that to finance weekly.
That allows that two signature thing.
Okay. And then simplified acquisitions may be used if the aggregate dollar amount is higher than 10,000, but doesn't exceed 125. And then if you do use what they call SAT, simplified acquisition transactions, procedures, price or rate quotations would be obtained from 3 qualified sources. That means if you're going to buy goods that are more than 10,000, you have to get 3 quotes. If you're going to hire someone to perform contracted services more than 10,000 but less than 125, you have to get 3 rate quotes. Anything over 125 would have to go through formal procurement. And formal procurement is either sealed bids, and that's for something where it's really specific scope of work, and it's like so specific that you're at a place where you just want people to bid on it. Like, what price would you charge to do this very specific work?
Steve, give us 1
Yeah.
second. Go ahead, Jackie.
Okay, Steve, same thing with the simplified acquisition. I think that all these need to have approval through finance, maybe to XB, you know, by the treasurer, finance, and to XB.
Well, they certainly would. Like,
Yeah.
this is not, this is just procurement. This is not, like, it is, but I think I can say it again. I think you're right, that we should say it again. So I'm going to spell out the necessary approvals. Like, so that people don't think, well, as long as I got 3 quotes, I can just do it, you know. So that'll be clear. So sealed bids and then request for proposals, which is something that we're familiar with. Non-competitive procurement, this is essentially the same thing that we already have in our manual. These are what we sometimes call sole source, but these are the specific circumstances in which the tribe may use sole source or non-competitive procurement. And this is in federal law, and this is also in your existing procurement manual. However, I think it's important to have it in the chapter on general provisions. And there is a federal regulation that does require in any contract or transaction exceeding $350,000 that the tribe has to perform a cost or price analysis. And that essentially is designed to ensure that the price is reasonable. And I think I mentioned the contract provisions. We have this in our current manual. These are just federal contracting requirements.
Steve,
And what it says is,
before you move on, we have a question,
Yeah.
but I had a question, Jackie, real quick, regarding sole source, you mentioned earlier. So they would still, all areas would still come through committee and finance, I mean the treasurer. So like say like OLT, they do sole sourcing. That's signed by the president and the treasurer. but the contracts office requires resolution. Does that state that in there, or?
No, I can add that again. I think currently the manual requires the treasurer to sign off on any non-competitive procurement, but we can put the treasurer and the finance committee, and then of course, it would have to go to council. And so you have a number of layers of protection, but yeah, you do, like, it should be stated specifically.
Okay, so Jackie,
That was my concern because of the internal controls. We have to know what's going on, what's being sole sourced, so we know we don't have anything popping up on us and we're not aware of things. So I think this committee needs to be aware just for internal control purposes.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I like that. And then so you have the contract provisions. It says as applicable, because and I can also just say as required by federal law for federally funded contracts. These are straight out of Appendix 2 to Part 200 of Title 2 of the CFR. Slight wording changes because they use words like recipient and I use the word tribe, but these are the federal law requirements.
Question, Steve, on that part, that language that you just put in, just for federally funded, but we need to look out for the general fund too. So we got a lot of contracts that go through, so is that going to be put in somewhere?
Well, I mean, for these,
programs too.
He said programs. but-
you could make these requirements applicable to all your contracts if you want to.
All of them.
Okay.
To all.
And, okay, then I'll just take that out. Yeah, leave it the way it is. I do also want to highlight something to you that I didn't make this change, but I'm going to recommend it, which is that in the manual, and give me a second. It has, because it was, the idea is that it would be a comprehensive manual. It does have a section on loans, and I recommend that you take that out. I think you already have ordinances that govern your short-term and long-term loans, and I don't think we need to reopen the financial management manual every time you want to change those loan policies. So this part, I would take out,
Is committee
if
okay
you're
with that?
okay with that.
All in favor? Go ahead and remove it.
Okay, great. So I'm going to make a note to strike that. So that's, I'll catch that down here too. And then the only other thing that I would say is that I would, it's a long document and we want to make sure that there's not unnecessary repetition. So I've been going through it again and again, but I mean, if you're ready to approve it and forward it, I would recommend doing that for the regular session, obviously to give people a chance to take a look at it. And then if in between now and then, I think there are like repetitious sections, I can bring those to your attention so you can decide whether you want to remove them.
Yeah.
Okay. Were those the highlighted areas, the only ones that needed discussion?
That's what I identified. I mean, I did make changes. There was one thing about allowing program directors to get paid for on-reservation travel. Remember how we deferred that question? But I actually think the manual already covers that. I don't think you need to I didn't think you needed to address that.
Okay, so committee, there would be a motion to approve pending the attorney's amendments and cleanup of the financial management. I'm going to set the regular session. Does anyone want to make that motion? So we have a motion by Jackie, second by Sonia to
Send out for review to the council and then
Yeah,
yeah, the chief of staff so she can get it out.
end of the month.
So he had told me he has to get it to me.
Okay, Steve, can you get to the secretary so she can get it to the council for review and to the chief of staff?
Yeah. I'll make the few changes that we agreed on today and then send it to her to distribute.
Okay.
And did you have in there to forward to council?
Yep.
So what ordinance will have to, ordinance. will
Yep,
have
it
to
would be an
drafted.
ordinance. Steve, while she's writing this motion, what was it? An ordinance was brought to our attention, and in order to not take away or to not have any confusion, 8801, it's the treasurer's responsibilities, duties of the treasurer. Does that cover, does the financial management cover the treasurer as well? And would that supersede the 8801?
The financial management manual does cover the treasurer, but I don't know if there's anything in 8801 that's inconsistent.
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
I have it.
Oh, you have it? Okay. Sent it to Georgia.
Because it would be good to consolidate a lot of what the council passes, so they don't conflict or question what's right or wrong. What do you want?
What happened now?
Well, what do you want me to do on the part about the treasurer? Do you just want me to use this exact language right here?
Do you want this added into that financial management, so it'd be more up to date?
Yeah, this is Sonia, Steve. I think Stacy said this is still in existence. It has never been rescinded or amended. So we do need to put something in there so that the next treasurer, our treasurer now, needs to understand that this is what needs to be followed.
Okay. Well, I don't know if you ran your motion already, but we can make that a part of it. Just say, and to include the language of ordinance 8801.
A motion to add that into the financial management manual.
It's Jackie's motion, Jackie's motion, so.
But we can just do it that way.
we all agree to add it in.
Add it in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody agree on this one?
Julia?
Go ahead, Sonia.
Yeah, just,
Go ahead.
could you just, you want to, we can, just including this into the financial manual, so we just go by hand.
Right. So she's just doing the writing now to include the duties of 8801 and then,
And we agree with it. Some of us said yes.
oh, is everyone in agreement to it?
Yeah.
Everyone's good? All right.
Yeah.
You're not?
No, yeah.
Okay, then run the motion. And that'll bring us up to date, so we're not looking at a 30, 40-year-old document.
Ready?
Yep.
Okay, George Streamer Jr.,
Yes.
Norman Standing Soldier,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Jackie Sears,
Super,
Craig Dillon,
super.
Maybe, I'll be back and think about it. Yes. Yes.
Ty Lunderman, Wayne Little Thunder,
Good.
Ryan Jumpney,
Yes.
Sonia Little Hawk Weston,
Ah,
Beef Randall,
Got it.
8 yes, 2 not voting.
Committee, I just want to say thank you that the last time it was modified or updated was 2017. So that's one accomplishment.
So we use that in our campaign?
Celebrate now.
So we use that on our campaign?
So you can use this in your campaign.
Julie, real quick.
It has to be passed by council.
Real-
Pass it by council.
Real
yeah.
quick, did you guys see where, when the elder came in, she talked about, you know, her class telling, you know, that they recognize we're all on our phones and stuff? Did you guys see where, I think it's Crow Creek, their Sergeant at Arms sent out a memo that if he catches any of their council people on their phones during their meetings, he's gonna take them from them?
Where's Ed at?
Where's that at?
On his phone out there. I know, I do. You know what, it took a lot of work, it took a lot of meetings. Thank you, Steve, for being present. We started this last year, the beginning of last year, and we're at the end of the second year, and finally updating a comprehensive financial management manual.
Passed yet, though.
It will get there, it will get there, stay positive.
you'll be tabling it, or?
Don't say nothing, just do it. Go ahead, Steve.
Don't speak too soon.
Well, I think we're done with that issue. And I know this is maybe not the
Can you take this?
right way to do it, but I did text you, Chair, that the Flint Hills lease, the Chair of the Land Committee would like Finance to add that to your agenda, if you can. Because it's my understanding that that's going to come to the council tomorrow. And there are a couple of questions on that one that need to be worked out.
So we'd have to motion to open the agenda. It was regarding that Flint Hills. It didn't make it through the finance committee. I'm not sure why.
That one?
Or Flint
Oh,
Hills.
that's the one that, we approved it, remember?
Mhm.
And then we said for them to, work with the, chair of the land committee.
Yeah.
So if he wants this on, let's be okay then. So I think we should add it on.
Well,
So
where's
is there a
the
motion to open the
documents?
agenda?
I don't have no documents.
So
Steve, do you have anything that we can
Documents?
review?
Your
I
special.
can put them up there.
That's a long
We're
day.
gonna put it on the screen and then we'll email it.
To Lynn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sometimes you run it for
Lynn.
Yeah.
So is there a motion to open the agenda?
A motion to open it.
Open and add Flint Hills land lease agreement. Is there a second? Second? Second by Jackie.
So I hope we end early so I can get it done. Okay, Craig Dillon, George Streamer Jr.,
Yes.
Norman Standing Soldier,
No.
Jackie Sears, Ty Lunderman, Wayne Little Thunder,
Yes.
Ryan Jumpney,
Yes.
Sonia Little Hawk Weston,
Ah,
Beef Randall,
Yeah.
6 yes, 1 no, 3 not voting.
6 yes, 1 no, 3 not voting, motion passed. That motion was to open the agenda and add Flint Hills land lease agreement. Is there a motion to close the agenda?
motion to close the agenda.
Motion, second by Jackie.
Second.
And Wayne.
Craig's out. George Streamer Jr.,
Yes.
Norman Standing Soldier,
Yes.
Jackie Sears, Ty Lunderman, Blaine Little Thunder,
Yes.
Brian Jumpingo,
Yes.
Sonia Little Hawk Weston, Beef Randall,
Yep.
7 yes, 3 not voting.
7 yes, 3 not voting, motion passed. We'll address that while Steve is on. Go ahead, Steve.
Okay, thank you. This is there's a memorandum of agreement that's proposed, which incorporates this land lease agreement between the tribe and a nonprofit entity whose name is there. But they have this acronym GIFTS, G-I-F-T-S, so I'll just say GIFTS. So this would be a land lease agreement for the tribe's 1,247 acres at the Flint Hills property in Fall River County. And it would be for a lease of that property to GIFTS for 5 years for the purpose of grazing GIFTS native horses and buffalo pursuant to a management plan. It does say that they will collaborate with the tribe to restore the land, native plants, and wildlife. No other livestock will be allowed on the land. The lease provides that the rent would be $5 per acre, and I think that's per year. It doesn't specify, but it says, or at the current rate for equivalent grazing land assessed by the lessor, that's the tribe. Just doing some research on grazing rates for grazing, rental rates for grazing land in western South Dakota, they range from $15 to $30 per year. This is not a lot of money. $5 per acre would be about $6,235 a year. $15 an acre would be less than, it would be less than $19,000 a year. So it's not a huge amount of money that you're leasing this land for. The lease also says that they will have the option to renew it up to 4 times. So this is, in essence, a 25-year lease. And I'm raising this because I don't know, how much the council members are aware of what the lease calls for. So it's a 25-year lease at $5 an acre to graze horses. And let's see, it does have provisions about, it has good provisions that they're subject to the laws of the tribe, disputes handled in tribal court. I do think we need to add in that nothing in the agreement constitutes a waiver of the immunity of the tribe. But the big issue that I talked with the land committee chair about, I guess the 2 issues are, do you want this to be a 25-year lease? Do you want to give automatic renewals? Or do you want to have a 5-year lease and then see what happens? And then secondly,
5 years.
and less important, I think, is the rental rate appropriate? There are other provisions in here, like the lease doesn't really allow them to construct any buildings or improvements, but I don't know if they're going to need to do that. If they're going to need to build corrals or stables or any other structures. If they do, then we should spell that out in here, including what happens to that stuff when they're done using the property.
Steve.
Yes.
Sonia has her hand raised.
I think, Steve, I think that we should go with the 5-year you know, and then every, 5 years that they come back for renewal.
Yeah,
I do know that we do have that secretarial election that passed with the amendments on the land leases, and I know Mr. Greenwald came to us Monday, and basically, he's doing the same, he's following that amendment with the residential leases. So he was gonna work with the superintendent on that, because as you know, those amendments did pass, and so that part of it is what he was looking at because of his funding, the loan that he was taking out. Wanted to make sure it was, I think right now the amendment says 30 years. So I think every 5 years, just like everyone else, to come back with a renewal.
okay, so what I would do is take out the provision on renewal, and, or I could replace it and just say, that the lessee may request a renewal.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
And the decision, so I'm not gonna try to write it out perfectly right now, will be up to the council at the time of renewal, right?
Yeah.
Something like that,
Yes.
of proposed renewal. So that this would be a 5-year lease.
Hold on, Steve, I have one more question. Go ahead, Norman.
Steve, there was a lot of discussion on access to the land
Yeah,
because there was really no right of way getting in or out of there.
yeah.
So how is that issue going to be dealt with?
Well, I have to tell you, I know that the legal department and other tribal officials are going up there on Monday. I also know that you all wanted this on your agenda for tomorrow. So, I don't know why you want it on your agenda for tomorrow.
Well, the attorney for that sits on the board for this is here now, Mario's here.
Okay,
Maybe he could answer a few questions because he sits on their board of directors.
Yeah.
How come it needs to be 2/3 tomorrow and can't wait till end of the month?
Press that button. And then just introduce yourself for the record. Just introduce yourself for the record.
So you want to postpone it to the end of the month?
Well, he's asking, he doesn't know why you want it 2/3 tomorrow. Why can't it wait till the end of the month?
I think they've been waiting for a while to get this on, because my understanding is that there's kind of some dire things going on up there.
Yeah.
And now there's, the horses are pinned up, there's no fencing on the bit of land. Some of the livestock are being poisoned right now. Horses are dying. So those kind of things require some more immediate attention. So that is why I think they want to move this up a little faster.
Go ahead, Norman.
Mario, who's got the lease on it now?
This is leased to the one that's been having it, I can't remember her name, the organization.
Walter Spears or Walt?
We checked, there was 2 leases that are unsigned with the Loretta here at the records office. And one of them, I think it was 2016, was 2020, 21 or 18. I don't have them in front of me now, but we got copies of those leases, and they appear to be the only leases that we could find.
Can we get a copy of those leases?
Yeah, I know that Palmer has them right now. We give him copies. Mr. Palmer, he may have some comments on this also.
Chairwoman,
Call him now.
can we get those copies?
Yeah, I'm calling him right now.
Can you call him?
Loretta.
Have him come down.
Oh, the other question, Mario, that lease, you probably kind of read into it a little bit. Was it an agricultural lease?
Well, it's a, yeah, I guess you could consider it agriculture for horses and horse sanctuary. And I think there's about 8,000 acres that's under that sanctuary, and then one tribe has about 1,220 acres. It's all pre-patented land, it's not trust. And
So whose horses are getting damaged or dying?
Yvette transferred some horses, but she donated about her organization about $30,000. I think it's $300,000 worth of property there. She donated it to, and some of them are horses. And those horses are being pinned up right now.
So there are horses?
They belong to the Institute.
But they're not on our land, are they?
Well, they're pinned up.
Okay, so real quick, committee, what Bob is saying, he does not have the lease paperwork, however, the last one expired in 2021. But Davey is saying there is a current lease, so we have to get with Loretta, I'll inquire with her. And then what's owed to the tribe is the reimbursement for the property taxes on that land. So I'll get Roberta.
No, I don't think there's a current lease.
Have to get it from
There has to be something on it if you say there's horses that are dying on it. Unless someone's free grazing horses.
That lady, that, remember they talked about?
That's what I'm saying, how their
She's the
horses
one
get
that's
on
doing
there.
that.
Her lease
Her lease is out,
She's running on it.
ran out.
I mean, her horses on our land.
Yeah, I don't think there's a current lease.
Okay, let's figure this out from the get-go.
I don't think there's a current lease, that's why the Horse Institute
Yeah,
is
wants the
offering to lease it.
Because of the.
So one of the reasons why I was told that we wanted to move quickly was a concern that if someone is there without a lease, that they may be adversely possessing the property.
Yeah, she's throwing all the cultural, spiritual items in a pile, not allowing traditional ceremonies to be held there. She took all the owned by the Wilson tribe signs down, threw them in a trash can. So that's kind of, let's see, you have right now.
Yeah. I do want to let the committee know, I don't think any claim of, legal claim of adverse possession can be made against the tribe. That would have to be made in a court. We can't be sued. So I don't think we're subject to a quiet title action or adverse possession action because we have sovereign immunity there. So I think the reason that some people wanted to move quickly was because of the things that are going on the property, but there are some questions that are not answered right now, like how do you access the property? That's why they're going out there on Monday.
Right. There's a denial of access right now for the tribe. Tribe can't get in there. But however, Steve, I don't know if you're correct there, because this is pre-patented land off the reservation. And the tribe has a proprietary interest there, not necessarily a governmental interest. So I'm not sure if you're correct that the South Dakota adverse possession laws don't apply there to the tribe. The tribe has to pay taxes, for example. If there's immunity there, why are we paying taxes?
Well, immunity.
So I don't know if I agree with you on that. I think that there's still a possibility that the South Dakota adverse possession law will apply here. And that is, if you hold property adversely to the owner, you can claim it after so many years. So why is she taking down the owner's Oglala tribe signs that say that it's tribal property? She's holding it adversely, not even letting the tribe go in there and access their own property. So I'd have to do some research on that, but my initial impression is that the adverse possession law probably applies to the tribe too.
That's possible, although I think Kiowa and Bay Mills, two Supreme Court cases, would say that even commercial activity of tribes off reservation are subject to the tribe's sovereign immunity. But the adverse possession law in South Dakota requires 20 years of adverse, open, notorious, and hostile occupation. So I don't think we're at 20 years or anywhere close. But it really is all I can say is that in reviewing these documents, I had some questions. I contacted the land chair. His reaction was that this was not ready to go forward, but he wanted me to bring it to the finance committee in case maybe the issues could be resolved, or the standing committee can make a decision about whether you want this to come forward tomorrow.
Yeah, those leases are not signed and approved by the tribe. If you look at them, Loretta has them over here. They're not signed leases. There's no leases that are signed that we could find in the tribal records here. So why aren't they signed? So we say there's existing leases, and this lady, Susan, apparently is paying some of the money, and I think you need to hear from Mr. Palmer what's actually been paid. Because I don't think he's receiving all the money that he should be receiving. But he's the one that you should be questioning on what money that the tribe has received from that those purported leases.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I think,
Sure.
Loretta, did you
Sure.
get those leases?
Chair,
Chair,
Chair.
chair. Lynn, I'll comment.
Steve, here's those leases.
Steve,
When we looked at them, there was no signatures.
Steve, so do you think we should just hold off and he said, Dave said it wasn't ready to go forth tomorrow as a land chair, and then you still have some unanswered questions, do we just wait and because there's still time to the end of what's another 2 weeks to the end of the council, and it doesn't sound like we're ready to take any action on this because there's still unanswered questions where you and Mario are just gonna go back and forth, and we got a long, still got some agenda items to go, so do you recommend we just hold off?
I mean, all I can do is just bring it to your attention. I think you have to decide on what the term is going to be, what the rent is going to be, and I don't know how you access the property. I have not researched whether there's a current lease. I trust Mario that the leases aren't signed, but I haven't researched it. So I don't know legally if it's going to make a big difference whether you approve it, like on August 25th instead of August 14th. I don't know if 11 days matters, but it would give us time to answer some of those questions, that's for sure.
And my role here is I'm just volunteering to serve on that board.
Yeah.
That's why I disqualified myself from giving advice to the tribe that seems to be.
Yeah, well, I'll just make that motion that we would need a motion to allow more time for them to research this issue. Because I don't think, the way it sounds like it's not ready for tomorrow's council meeting. So if I get a second,
That seems fall against these really attorney advising the tribe.
For all these years.
Norman, then Sonia.
oh, he had a motion, I seconded it.
Oh, okay.
I was just gonna say that, I think we could probably wait until, we get anything addressed on the term and the rent. And I think then we could just move it to the end of the month. There is some very, concerning things that are happening over there, and I think Grant Committee sitting in here, heard it.
Yeah.
They've seen the pictures, they sent all that with the Flint Hills Water Extension. So we all know that. But I think we just need to address the term and the rent, and that was the only thing that we can do, and move it to the end of the month. I'll be agreeable to that, but we are very concerned about it.
Okay. So what was, this is a motion? Is that good with this motion?
Yeah,
Just to
allow
move it.
attorneys to research, and send that to land,
Okay,
and go to council at the end of the month when research is done.
okay.
There's two items, the term you said.
And determine the term and the
Please.
Term and the lease. And Loretta's also looking at any existing leases, our lease available. Oh, you found it, okay. So, you want copies of these?
Yeah.
Okay.
Steve, quick question.
Yes?
would this lease to this organization be considered somewhat a sole source if we didn't offer this lease out to everybody?
To make copies of all, it's all, they're all. And they're three different resolutions. 10.
Well, you're not, it's not quite the same as procurement. You're not,
I mean, in a sense though, say I wanted to lease this land, could I go out there for $5 an acre and do it?
if I were you, I would propose $6. No, that's just a joke. I don't know, you know, we could talk with Sean Richards about what the process is when the tribe owns land. What is his process for leasing that land? This is fee land off reservation, but it is 100% tribally owned. So, you know, you might, it might be worthwhile to talk to Sean about what is the process the tribe uses when it leases land it owns 100%. I know those leases don't go through the Bureau, we just make those decisions ourselves. But he would be the person to ask about what process he follows.
I think that's a good question. How did you lease the land to Indian Collective? Because they're still on that land. Indian Collective, our land in the Black Hills.
Oh, I don't know.
That, are you asking me, Chair?
Yes.
That's land that 3 different tribes own, and I think each of them approved by resolution. Each tribe adopted a resolution approving the proposed lease, so it was 3 tribes coming together to approve a lease agreement.
Is that a patch lot?
No.
No, it's just that.
Did that have a term on it as well, or is that just indefinite?
No, it has a term. But I don't have that open right now, but I could try and find it.
Okay, I'm just asking because it sounds like as if it would be the same thing without the additional trips.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, you're right.
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor and a second. We'll run the motion.
Lyle Weston,
Not voting.
George Jr.
Can you state the motion?
Allow attorneys time to research the Flint Hills property and send back to the land committee when
Yes.
research is done. Okay. Norman Standing Soldier,
Yes.
Jackie Sears, Ty Munderman,
Yes.
Wayne Little Thunder,
Yes.
Ryan Jumping Eagle,
Yes.
Sonia Little Hawk Weston, Beef Randall.
Yeah.
8 yes, 2 not voting.
8 yes, 2 not voting, motion passed.
George?
Okay, I think that's all we have for Flint Hills, correct?
Yeah.
We have to.
Yes, and I mean, to be clear, I think we should let them know that it won't be on the agenda. Maybe if Mario is still there, you know, we could let them know that it will be on the regular agenda at the end of the month.
Okay, he's here and he got it. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate your time.
I'm going to stay on because I think you have some Oglala, Lakota telecom matters that
Yes.
I'll just
We
stay
do.
for that.
So we're gonna go with the comptroller next. And I'll hand the floor over to you. Just your name for the record.
Good afternoon. I'm Toby Montemore, OSD Acting Comptroller. It was late, but I did get my packet to Lynn. She has a hard copy as well. I don't know if that was passed out, but there is an electronic version as well. In that, I do have the indirect cost rate initially there was one sent out, but it wasn't signed by the treasurer. Well, the one in your packet is, it's giving us indirect cost rates from 20 all the way to 2024.
George on
And
that one.
ending that, our rate would be 31.7. So given that, that was given to us on Friday, and I was hoping that we could schedule a meeting or something with BIA so that we could negotiate getting off of sanctions.
And to contact both of them.
So- So you're requesting a motion to contact the BIA to set up a meeting for, to come off of sanctions?
Yes. Because there's a lot of things that are, on us. Right now, I'd like to get the hiring freeze lifted. We could advertise and get some of our positions filled.
Question.
Go ahead, Sonia.
You know, I think that one of the things that we talked about last Saturday was the indirect cost employees within the 9 districts. And I think today we asked, I know she's probably gonna give us a report on that. We asked her to work with the districts and to come back with a plan on that. And I think we like to hear that because I think this is going to have an effect on that indirect cost rate moving forward. And I think that, in order for us to get off sanctions and to up our indirect costs, we need to really have a solid number of who we are going to really actually cover under indirect costs for the tribe, because we may not be able to cover the district staff like Tony told us on Saturday, because they're not considered indirect costs anymore. So we need to hear that too, and see what's going on with that first before we really, but I do agree, we do need to sit down and maybe get a meeting with the BIA on the sanctions part of it and looking at our indirect costs, because right now, we just need to see exactly where we stand with the 9 districts.
Okay. So if you see, she does have on here a district service centers update. I did ask her to be prepared for that as well.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jackie.
Well, that's what I was gonna say, I think we got an email on that.
Yep. So she is asking for a motion.
I'll make that motion for renegotiating the indirect cost rate, right?
The sanction
The
with
sanctions,
BIA.
okay. Yep, that's my
So
motion.
we have a motion, is there a second? Second by Norman and Blaine.
George Dreamer Jr. George.
He said yes.
Yes.
Norman Standing Soldier.
Yes.
Jackie Sears. Blaine Little Thunder.
Yes.
Brian Jumping Eagle.
Mm-hmm.
Sonia Little Hawk Weston. E. Frandl.
Yeah.
Lyle Weston.
Yes.
8 yes, 1 not voting.
8 yes, 1 not voting, motion passed. So we will set that up and I'll bring it up to next finance.
Will that be your graphic?
It'll be public, I'll let you know.
The 20th or 21st, right? Okay. All right, next up, my list here, do you want me to skip down with that audit and go directly to the district multi-purpose buildings?
District service centers, if you can give them the update on that.
Yeah, okay. So if you take a look at this first page.
The meeting with the,
Oh, the meeting, well, it all kind of pertains to that, we'll do that. So initially, everybody, I thought it was a good meeting. Everybody from the districts, each district had their own wants, needs, and dreams. We cannot provide insurance, utility coverage, and so forth unless the individuals there are working with our 638 indirect cost programs. We need to provide a space. There were various ideas and plans put on the table, including leasing. Right, I think the last 10 minutes of the meeting, we said that they would reach out, I would help the individuals establish from this, did you?
Yeah, Chair, could I ask you a question?
Oh, go ahead.
So like, you mean putting in the new buildings? So like what programs would that be? Give me an example of a couple of programs.
Anybody that's indirect costs with BIA. Did you ever get that list out? Because that was a question on Saturday.
The one I emailed. So all the districts did ask for that the programs list from indirect cost. I did forward it, let me check.
We have like HIP, if we just have a communications hub right there, like you can get information for enrollment, you can get information for LEAP, you can pick up applications. Like payroll uses that, and this is a qualifier for the 638. Twice a year, we do the Bantam employee check where you bring your ID, we verify it's you and so forth. We just need to provide that to meet those qualifications to be able to pay things from indirect cost. Not every district multi-purpose building is the same. Martin, they have revenue coming in from various places. They have the casino and so forth, whereas Pass Creek might not, or Medicine Road might not. So it all depends, but as the tribe, we have to stay away from using and calling cap office or district cap office. We have to say that we have these buildings there to support the 638 programs. So at the end of that meeting, I reached out to everyone, or I just stated that I would help them. They could use the old job descriptions as a starting point. They could take off those duties that they didn't feel met their wants, and they could add. And they didn't have to stay with the 5 job descriptions. They could move it to 3, they could move it to 10. I mean, it wasn't set in stone, but it was what the district wanted. So from Saturday, Medicine Road, Bomini, Eagle Nest, White Clay, they all reached out. At 11:15, Julie Badwin walked over a whole proposal that 7 of the districts signed. I haven't had time to read it, I've been sitting in here since. But everybody except Medicine Road and Whitney agreed to that. And when I reviewed that, and you mentioned September, right? That we were going to have a meeting with the districts again? So I think what I'll do is I'll get that out to you guys. Again, it's a draft, and on 7 of the 9.
Agreed to what, Tony?
The executive boards from the districts met. They've been meeting from Saturday forward, and they came up with a proposal and job description. So those ladies and executive boards were on it.
But your district was.
Go ahead, Norman.
I don't know, but my question still is, but, so they didn't agree to what?
They agreed that some people have revenue generating ideas. Some people have the way they want the job descriptions, their duties. And we kind of basically already been approved by council that we would remove the janitor maintenance people under property and supply. So that one's pretty much done, set in stone. Council already approved that. So do we need a data clerk? Do we need an office manager? Do we need an admin assistant? They were going to identify what their duties and their scope was.
Okay, go ahead, Norman.
What did Lake Creek agree to? Because we don't have an executive board.
We,
I know, we don't have.
I don't know who signed it actually, but maybe check with Craig. But who was there on Saturday from Lake Creek?
Nobody,
There was no
nobody from
one.
Lake Creek was
Lake
there,
Creek and Medicine Road were the only
was
2 that were not there.
And
Melissa was there. She was there.
Oh, okay.
Medicine Road
Yeah,
It was
Melissa
Wounded Knee,
Brooks.
but remember,
Oh, Wounded
Dave
Knee,
Kelly
yeah.
was the one there for.
was the rep
Wounded
there,
Knee.
but there was
Okay.
no one from the district.
Yeah.
from Lake Creek. That was the only.
And Wounded Knee.
Were you done, Norman?
Yeah.
Sonia, then Jackie.
I think You know, I know that some weren't there at Saturday's meeting, but I think what happened there was that we asked the districts to go back and put a plan together and work with Tony before today and tell us what their plan was in their districts. With do we need 5 positions? Because right now there's 5 positions in each district, Ryan.
Yeah.
But not all those positions are filled today. Some have only 1 staff member working, some have 2, some have 3, and maybe some have 5, but really actually, there's some that are vacant, and we're not drawing indirect costs from.
Yeah.
But what Tony told them in the meeting was that they're not considered indirect cost because they're not servicing the programs, they're not working with the programs. And so that's why they have to justify whether or not they're gonna be indirect costs. So they have to go back and make some changes to the job descriptions, and maybe they can title them different, and they can come back with what they want, what they think our districts needs, you know, are within the district, and try to bring it to Tony.
Yeah.
Tony's gonna have to review and see if they are IDC justified. And if they are, then she'll bring it to us, and that's what we need to see today. But I know your district wasn't there. I know we know what your district's going through right now, so you probably don't have an executive board.
And see, that's,
And I don't know about the staff, but no staff were there.
No, she was
Was
there.
there? Oh, Joan was there?
Melissa Brooks, she
Oh,
was there
okay,
all
she was
day.
probably, well, maybe, I don't know that one, but she was probably there, so she heard everything. And then, but that's the plan we said, so that's what we need to get updated today, what our districts want.
and then, just real quick, that's how we're gonna get the utilities paid, the insurance paid, all that stuff, right?
All has to be justified as indirect costs. And
Okay.
now you heard her today
Yeah.
that they're not gonna cover the insurance. And what else?
They will cover it as long as we are using that building for those programs, or not just specifically to them, but that's how we justify it.
Justified. So that's why and she told us that nothing is done by the end of the year. They probably won't have staff sitting in those multi-purpose buildings. So we got to was that what you mentioned? Julie mentioned that. Yeah.
Can I interject real quick?
Yeah.
So the issue with the CAP offices, the services that are to be provided are not being provided. So Leah, job placement, any of the IDC programs, and it's on my desk, so I can grab it. It's also in my email, I just have to find it. They're not doing that because the customer is going straight to the program, applying themselves, following up themselves. Our CAP offices were actually supposed to be doing that. That's what covered them under IDC. They intake all these applications, they submit them, work with the programs, follow up, and then come back to their district, respective district applicant. And that's just not what's happening.
The chief of staff still?
And so there's concerns that complaints have been brought forward, but they felt that Hobart was not hearing the complaints because that was not getting done. There was, in some districts, there was no communication between the executive board and the CAP staff. So how do you build that bridge between them so they can work together? Because ultimately, the services that are provided to the tribe under these programs are not they're underutilized because that's what the CAPs are supposed to be doing. They're like a satellite office. They should be applying for energy through the CAP office. They should be applying for job placement in the CAP office. All these programs, they should be applying through the CAP office that they're just simply not. And that is why we can't justify the reason for CAP staff.
Okay.
And what Tony's asking, because she just received it, I wasn't aware, the packet at 11:59. 11:30 is she was gonna ask for an extension for her to meet with the programs because they're all different from each other. And what previously is or currently is being done is we're blanketing all districts. So when we hold one district accountable, we're holding all the districts to that same level of accountability. When we know that Medicine Root operates differently than Pine Ridge District or Oglala District operates different from Lake Creek District. So they're asking for some autonomy from each other and the respect of how we hold them accountable. So we know that the computer from Wounded Knee had the virus and it affected our network. So instead of addressing Wounded Knee, we addressed all the districts. And that's what, some of the concerns that were brought forward. And so that's where we identified, I got you number, that's where we identified that every district is different in their needs and how they are gonna apply them. And so what they were supposed to bring or what they're gonna ask for according to their respective district. Because not all districts are the same. So Sonia, did you still have the floor? Because Jackie's next, then Norman.
Yeah, I do, but I just wanted to say that's what we talked about, Ryan, on Saturday's meeting. And some of you weren't there, so this is what Juliana is updating what happened that day. So that's the reason why our districts were to come back with a plan. I'm kind of anxious to hear what Tony has bringing back today. How many of them responded to it? How many of them have a plan? And are they justifiable to say that they are going to be indirect costs? Because, in the end, we have to approve something before the end of our term because, like you said to them, that if we don't, then we may not have staff sitting in those multi-purpose buildings. So they have to do something now. So that's the reason why we're talking about this. So I just wanted to share that with some of them that weren't there. And but I do want to hear from Tony as to what she has from our districts.
Go ahead, Jackie.
I think what Julie Badwell probably gave you was the documents that our chair emailed us this morning. And, Julie was there at the meeting, Todd O'Brien, Mary Porthunder from Lake Creek, Crystal Bush from Eagle Nest, Carol O'Rourke, Pine Ridge, Cheryl Blacksmith, Oglala, and Mary Tobacco, Wakpamni. They did meet, and they came up with this document, justification for inclusion of district administrative costs in IDC and job descriptions. So all the job descriptions that they propose, those positions are in here. And I think that's probably what she gave you, Julie, is everything, even the job descriptions, what they entailed.
That's everything we sent to them to send to them.
Yeah, so it's all in here. We just gotta, look at it, and if we agree, but and with the job descriptions, everything, I don't know if Tony got it?
No, she was the one who got it, I didn't get it.
I just got it, she brought it to me outside, so I put it upstairs. I haven't seen it, I haven't reviewed it.
So
But
these
I
are the
think-
ones that all signed off and did it, I guess they worked on it. So, I just wanted to say it's here, so that way we can review it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a copy.
To review it. Yeah, it was sent to me and Jackie by our chair.
Oh, okay.
So that's why it's what she's talking about, that she just got it. So she still has to review it.
Yeah. So do you want to motion to have the comptroller work on the district service center update and bring back the
The next finance, not, maybe in 2 weeks.
It's 2
That
weeks.
will be the rapid one.
Oh, do you want to
No,
go to
2
that?
weeks would be the
That's one already
27th.
there, that's that
Okay.
personnel one.
Okay. Yeah, good.
I
No,
just,
2
I
weeks.
think we wanted her to review it, to
Yeah.
make sure that it's inclusive to get indirect costs.
Right.
That's
And,
why.
and that's the plan, I just got it, I should have brought it down and read it.
So the 27th would be the next regular finance meeting.
Would that work?
Okay. So motion for the comptroller to return with the district service center staff update and approval for job positions on the 27th of August. Go
I
ahead.
need to make a comment, that was signed by 7 of the 9. Do I need to reach out to the other 2?
Yeah, I think so.
That would be Wounded Knee and Medicine Brook.
But
Brian, should we ask them? And then Wounded Knee, where's Garth? Dave?
Brian,
Huh.
you guys don't even have executive order.
No, it's a great area because they went to court again and the judge ruled in favor of, Pauletta on them again. So I don't know.
So,
So Chair, I think with this, with all these 7 that are in agreement to work on the same thing, I think we just need to include those two districts.
Yep.
Until they come forward and say we don't want it. So at least include them and get it done.
Yeah.
Okay. So is that your motion?
Whoever made the motion.
Go ahead. And then I have the programs. I have to look at my email about
On the
this.
638 program?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, just real quick, the other day, we met with the Crazy Horse Planning Commission here. They did make quorum, and this is what they voted on, in support. Just to make, for the record, they did vote on it to pass it.
Okay, good. Chair,
Go ahead, Sonia.
I think we also need to keep in mind, again, some that weren't there, but you know, when these are done and the job descriptions are amended, I think we have to re-advertise those positions.
Yeah.
And there's going to be qualifications on them. So I think that the people in them now are going to have to reapply if they want to be in these positions. And that's the thing that we need to say out loud, because I think there were staff people there from the districts and they heard that. So I know they're going to run to their console and they're not going to, and also district coordinator was there. So he also sat in there. So these positions, when we amend them, we're going to have to re-advertise once they're approved. And to, if they want to apply back, then they are welcome to do that. But at that time, because they're making all these decisions of what they want in those now we can't say cap offices, these multi-purpose buildings, you need to just make sure we understand that. That's what's going to happen.
Okay. Go ahead, Norman.
So very quickly, all these positions are paid for by indirect costs. So that's how, starting from the top all the way down. So we're re-advertising everything, the whole structure.
That's what we're making plans for right now, and we're letting the districts, without saying it, we're letting them tell us what their wants, their needs, what they need to suit their community.
Okay.
So my understanding was, what does Wambley need versus what does Wakbamani need? So I thought we might actually have job descriptions that were not generic and across the board, because everybody has a different request. And so, and again, at this point, we have 5 job descriptions, but the council have already taken one out. They did the maintenance, janitor, and they put it under Chuck, because there's requirements now for our insurance, for the HVAC, for the, all of the electrical engineering stuff, that stuff, the qualifications were passed differently.
Good.
Yeah.
Right, so August 27th is, come back with that. Can you read the motion and run it?
Can we share that with everybody? I mean, I'll review it as well, but I don't want to come in here and tell anyone. Can everybody get that?
Yeah.
I don't have it.
You got a copy, so we
Yeah.
give it to Lynn and she
Sure,
can get
I'll
copies.
get you a copy.
But real quickly, something brought to our attention from that meeting is when these changes are being done, Tony, I think what also needs to change is the district coordinator
Yep.
office. That also has to be, are we gonna keep it or not keep it? That's another part of it too, so we can't just say, he's IDC too, so we got to remember that one too.
I think in your motion, include in there district coordinator as well, and revise that job description.
What's the motion then?
She's about to read it here in a second.
I think the planning commission wanted to cut that position.
Yeah, we kind of heard that too, so I think that's the reason why we need to talk about that one too. That one should be included. Because if they have to amend that, either amend it or take it out. That's something that they should specify that.
Okay, she's gonna read the motion. I'm just adding it to my calendar.
Motion by Jackie,
Yep.
I guess, yeah.
Second,
second by Sonia,
They both wrote it.
to approve the acting comptroller to review the district service center job descriptions and including the district coordinator job description to see if allowable in IDC and bring back on 8/27/26.
Becky, was it the job description or was it that plan that you guys, that we
Well,
got?
plan, I don't
The
know.
plan,
Yeah,
the plan,
that plan.
yeah,
Okay.
that ensures that they're inclusive with the indirect cost.
And that's all the job
All
descriptions.
the job
It's not job descriptions right now, it's the plan, she's gonna go through it.
And you'll get it, I'll give it to Lynn and she's
That's what I
gonna
was gonna
send it
say,
out.
I'd like to see it.
Then she's gonna bring it back.
So it's not being approved today, it's coming back September 27th for review and approval.
But they did meet on it.
August 27th.
August 27th.
Yeah, I mean, communication.
Don't joke, life's going fast.
Correct.
Mike's giving up.
I know
Okay.
mine is too, mine went up.
Lyle Weston,
Yes.
Craig Gillen, George Dreamer Jr.,
Yes.
Norman Standing Soldier, Jackie Sears,
Oh,
Ty Lundeman,
Yes.
Blaine Little Thunder,
Good.
Brian Jumping Eagle,
Yes.
Sonia Little Hawk Weston, Beef Randall.
Yep.
8 yes, 2 not voting.
I'll vote yes on that.
So 9 yes, 1 not voting.
Okay, the next thing, I guess, back up to number 2 was the audit update. We are set to finish the 2024 audit, I would say September 4th, or that by the end of this month, August, but if you look, the last day of this month is on a Monday, and it's after our regular meeting, so we always have to wait for council approval. So I'm assuming around the 4th of September, unless there's a special. But that's way ahead of schedule, and if it doesn't pass September 30th, we are current with our audits. Yay! I expected more, something. At this point, I'm moving, for the staff upstairs, good thing I'm ADHD, man, I'm always moving, you know?
Hold on, I have a list. At this point, we want it in writing before we.
Yeah. I'm gonna celebrate too soon.
Well, you know, there are some people calling the circle that are mad that you're caught up. That's the truth. You know, but you know, I gave you guys props earlier that, you know, that you guys did work hard. You know, you and the treasurer and the staff upstairs, and you guys do deserve a, you know, a handshake or, you know, to give, that we should give props to you guys did work hard.
Thank you. Thank you.
Big speech or what?
No, it's the truth.
Yeah,
It's
I want
the
to
truth,
thank you
you know.
guys too, Cody.
thank you, I really appreciate that.
Yep.
And
And
you know,
that's,
I was very discouraged at times because I know I felt very discouraged at times because you offer the truth and you get chewed out.
Yeah.
You know, and that was hard, you know, but I'm just happy we are where we are.
I know Tony knows I've got on her a lot too, but that was not me, that was the committee put urgent just to get
Nah, I'm like Arlene, we're from the district, so I don't talk behind you, I'll come to you.
But thank you for everything, and thank the staff upstairs.
And don't forget HR contracts, they were just
And
as hard.
council, I want to thank the council too. Go ahead, Jackie.
I think Sonia has her first.
Oh, good.
I just wanted to say that we're hoping it's without audit findings because we still have diabetes we want to open up. We got another award and we can't use it until that's all cleared up.
Okay, it's the same award, except for they were more lenient. They said once 24 is done, instead of making us wait for 25. But again, I'm gonna say it, I don't know, maybe I should say, give me a motion that you've at least heard it so we don't get chewed out. Fund 849 has no award letter, no agreement, All we show is expenses. Baker Tilly has been asking for a summer food program documentation. All it shows is the spending. That's gonna be a finding. I'll say it now, so please no one say, why is it?
Okay, so, we will prepare for that impact. Buildings.
Okay.
This one, I asked her, I've asked the comptroller to bring in what she has, because this would be a hot topic for the council regarding the multi-purpose buildings. Go ahead.
Okay, so I wasn't involved when the multi-purpose buildings and the districts selected the owner's reps. So in the MIP system, somebody had to enter a budget. So they give the budget to Pete, he entered it. And this is right, this is what is left. The backup right there is your, what you can take a look at. The budget, there's 5 items, almost 5, 6, I don't have my glasses on, but I summarized it. So the front sheet, you can see what's left. Out of that, some are different. There's no way I can look at this and say, hey, we have 500,000 that was meant for bleachers, carpet, desks, whatever. But I do have to say this is August. This all has to be spent November 30th.
November?
I'm saying November because the way that the government, the way the Treasury is going to look at this is we're going to give them the bank statement on December 31st of this year. And if there's a balance in there, they're going to want it back. So anybody that has a checking account knows that if you write a check today, it's going to clear tomorrow. So we're not going to do this a week or 2 weeks before the end of the year, or we're going to be paying stuff back. I could use the support of Financing Council that says get on your owner's reps. Get them to get this money spent. Not put on a voucher, not put on a requisition, but spent and checks cleared the bank.
Yeah, I think I know our chair has been meeting with the owner's rep, and they are working on that, and I think they do have a plan to spend and to get what's needed for our building, multi-purpose building. And Jackie and I have been in meeting with them, so we do kind of know where our building is getting. But I will say we have a really awesome building, and we are very, very impressed with it. We did do a walkthrough last week, and we shared with the districts last Saturday that we really have a nice building. We're really, really impressed with it. Jackie and I, and Mary, and our owner's rep, part of the owner's reps, actually Mr. Davis. But we do really have a nice building. You guys are welcome to go look at it. Yeah, when we have open house, really a nice building. And I'm sure you guys are coming along as well. But she really has some good plans for that building. And so that's the reason why I'm hoping that they're IDC justifiable. And that's what we want to get to make sure that indirect costs could cover these positions that they're putting in, and what they want for those the offices. And we have a computer room. We're going to have some really nice things going up. Yeah, and we have a conference room, really nice conference room. So these are things that she has plans that they want to do. So I'm really hoping it gets through that IDC part, Tony. But those are things that, so that's what we need.
So committee, we still don't have dates for grand openings for your buildings. If you could take it back to your districts. I know Wakbami has one. I don't know, Pine Ridge maybe don't have one. I don't know if Medicine has one. We know Lake Creek opened up.
And they have a nice building too.
Right, so if you can get those back so our PR can get that out there, so folks know, there's movement and they'll be in there pretty soon.
What is it?
Yeah, Keely was asking about it.
Because Keely would like to know as well. So I have Beef, then Alvin.
Tony, that five,
Use your mic.
that 536,331, that's how much eagleness it has left?
Yes, and that's inclusive of whatever was put aside for the building itself and for, what is the word you were gonna look it up?
Interagency
Yeah.
agreement.
Yeah, between the owner's reps and whatever we're gonna build or build to suit, whether it be bleachers, desks, and so forth. That's the total.
You have those already, so that's what's left to spend?
That's what's left to spend. As of yesterday, if something came through today, it's different.
So, committee, I know some districts have been putting a lot of funding towards their propane and towards their electricity, just in preparation for the long run. Go ahead, Alvin. You have to use the mic up here.
Who does your mic?
Good afternoon. My name is Doug Bisnet, and fifth member for the Finance Village. I had a couple of questions. With all the equipment that we're supposed to purchase, you guys have a list of all the vendors that we are supposed to go to?
I believe the property manager or the project manager should be working with, or should be able to identify which vendor they're going through.
Yeah, because there's like computers, chairs, tables, kitchenware, and stoves. And we just put up with this, and then all those vendors have been rounded now.
It's dependent on what's approved and where they purchase through, so it could vary from different vendor to different vendor.
All right, thank you.
Was that all the only question? Okay.
Okay, the next thing in your packet was this letter dated Sunday, August 9th from Tina, Valentina Merdanian to Olivia and copy to Diane. In here, she's requesting some fiscal year 26 budgets for each PL's 93638 contract. Again, I did not get this immediately, and Olivia showed it to me, so I asked that she send it. I feel really bad that, like, I'm not ever knowledgeable, or neither is the treasurer. We were directed that everything must go through the president's office, and that's fine. I'm really happy that the more people that know, the merrier, because I've seen it from the top. You know, things would go to Mason, Casey, and we never knew about it. And still, I'm the one working, and I never know about it. So it's just moved from one place to the other. So I visited with Juliana, and I thought, I'd like to propose this, but I don't know how to do it. She included it on the agenda, but they kind of left off myself and Olivia. I would like to say that we at least meet once a week, you know, because I know I work in non-tribal businesses, and people meet that have the same goals. And I would like to have, like, hey, this is coming to finance this week, you know, Juliana, that might be her update. Mine would be, hey, I've got 9 more items that are requested by Baker Tilly. This is what I need. I'm not asking for anything other than communication, open communication. We are on the same team. And that's all, I don't know, maybe nothing will happen, but I just wanted in there for the record that this has been my worry, because I also have an example. And there was a letter that came to the President's office on July 21st, and it was regarding Steve Wilson and Tyler Yellow Boys programs. Gilbert happened to be the accountant for both, and he's on it. He had a lot of catching up to do. So he got the 425's done. And he put 12/31/26 in rushing. So had we been aware, at least him even, all we had to do was fix the date. But instead of coming to the accountant or myself, Georgette was doing a letter. And that's extra money, because our attorneys are not cheap. But it would have been, just give me a call or ask Gilbert, hey, what's going on? I think we could be proactive on some of this. You know, that was Steve's stuff. They're really good people at HUD and ELOX. Now at Tyler's, Gilbert had to track down from various people and agencies all information. By tomorrow, all his 425s will be done. So that's just something I'm going to share, and I could use support in getting information.
So when the comptroller and I spoke about this, and this is what I spoke about earlier, is one thing that we don't do as a tribe, and the lack of communication amongst each other are the different areas, is the goals and priorities meeting at the beginning of the week or every other week. So what are the goals of the tribe? What are our priorities? Because Craig made a motion that the finance chair be included in that communication. And as of yet, I haven't received any updates or anything from the BIA, so I'm not aware. So when you ask me, I have to tell you I don't have anything as well. And that's when I run up to Tony and ask where's she at, or where's she at with something that the committee's asking for. So Tammy gives me the runaround, and when you guys demand where something is. But if there was like a goals and priorities type meeting where all the president, the treasurer, the comptroller, BIA, the finance chair, something to that effect, where they can come together,
Olivia,
and contracts,
and Kim Foster,
and the chief of staff to talk about the goals and priorities of the tribe, that might help us stay on path of where our shortfalls are. Because right now, what's working is not working for us, or the tribe. So need your thoughts, committee, on how we can do that, how we can address that, because we have to start somewhere, and starting right now, taking personalities out of it really would help, and just meeting. Go ahead, Sonia, Jackie.
You know, I agree that communication needs to be between everybody that's involved. But people need to start answering their phones and answering their emails. That's the reason why it went back to what happened with the email and the hand carrying to the president's office. That's what happened. So I think we need to kind of step back and look at what happened. That's the reason why this all took place. But I don't have no problem with it. You know, we do need to communicate, you know, with one another. So, you know, I don't mind, you know, including the comptroller, acting comptroller in it, that she be included to get the correspondence. So if some of the other entities are busy, they might not open up something that needs to be read and given out right away. So, you know, I have no problem with that, because I believe communication needs to happen, but it has to happen to everybody.
Right.
You know, so, you know, we got to remember that too. So I don't mind that. You know, I don't know if we need to make a motion to allow for her to get the correspondence also when the president gets it, then I don't have a problem with that. You know, but people need to, people need to work together. You know, so it's not just one-sided, we all got to work together. So, you know, if that's going to happen, then that could happen. But I think that we took action to go along with just the president getting it and then moving it on. But again, I think that if we want to include the comptroller in there acting, then I don't have a problem with that either. You know, so I would make a motion to that. Did we run that by council too, and the council took the action? Or did we just do it here?
Craig made that motion here, and when BIA was here as well, but it still has not as of yet.
But they've been taking it to the president's office, right, President?
But he included the finance chair and the secretary.
Okay, but
they're not getting it.
You guys getting it? You getting it? So.
No.
So
What if I don't forget?
okay, well, we'll just have to maybe just to refer that motion to allow for the president's office to get it, but maybe to include yourself, the acting comptroller, and, finance chair,
Chief of Staff.
and chief of staff, if it pertains to, because it pertains to the BIA 638 program.
Then it will.
Yeah, and include her.
And we should keep Olivia in there, she does. the
Well, Olivia
contract.
needs to be on top of things too. That's another thing she needs to do.
Go ahead, Jackie.
It's like we have to do this all the time. These guys are adults.
Yes.
I said, Tony, why can't you call Tina and say, Tina, could you include me in your emails? Why does it have to come to committee?
I did.
These are professionals, you guys are professionals. You should call over there and talk to Tina, say, include me in your emails because I'm not getting this. So now we have to sit here in committee and take action. Those are things that we could just initiate on our own.
Go ahead. I do walk over and I do visit with Tina, and when I do visit, I've gone over a couple times, and she said that it was at the direction of the president, so I asked if I could be included. But I haven't gotten anything from BIA since April or May.
That's creating chaos.
Well, I think, Jackie's right, we should be doing things in an adult way, but we don't sometimes. And when you say, let's not do things make it personal and all of this, but, things like that do happen. And we gotta be honest about it, and so, if it takes a motion just to allow for her to get it, then let's do it. A motion to do that she be allowed to get the correspondence from the BIA, as well as the finance chair, and the chief of staff, if it pertains to 638 program, that she should have the ability to receive those, and the contracts office.
So we have a
People need
motion.
to make sure they're communicating back.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
Is that a second, or was your hand raised?
That's a second, but I do have a comment. Maybe the chaos will go away if we all get on the same page, It doesn't take one person to be chaotic, it takes a group of people that can communicate. And so if we can get everybody on the same page, maybe we can make this go away a little quicker than it is now.
Right. Ryan, was it your second, or was your hand raised?
Mine's second, I'm seconding that.
Okay.
It's just crazy why we need to make a motion to include the comptroller when she should be included anyway.
Yeah.
That don't make sense.
We don't.
Excuse me.
Good afternoon, committee. I haven't gotten anything from the BIA like within the last month, and I did letters that she's talking about. I did send to her and Cora and Olivia. They are the supervisors over their staff, so they should be disseminating that information to their staff. But if you want to look at my emails, I can show you where I did send it to her and to Cora and to Olivia, because that's how it was set up to be in the first place. So I just wanted to let you know that it is flowing, but just lately, I haven't been getting anything from BIA to be sending out. So.
Okay, so we need to ensure we're all communicating, so we'll just reaffirm that motion. Go ahead, run the vote. Does it pertain to this?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So, about every Tuesday at 10:30, me, Olivia, the President's office, meet with the Bureau on issues and concerns that she has. What I find very strange is that Tony's not invited, other people are not invited, so I kind of agree with you guys on what you're saying there. It should just be us. There's a problem with one of our contracts or grants, something like that. We all need to be in that room. Frank does Zoom and Stephanie does Zoom in, but every Tuesday, and we just told her, we want to meet with you every Tuesday because we're not going to wait. And then all of a sudden she calls us in and bam, 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 bam. We need to do all this stuff. So I'd really encourage Tony and everybody to be at those meetings. Yeah, even if you Skype in, 10:30 every Tuesday.
Did you say start? No, I'm just kidding. But, no, and I think somebody needs to send that invite out to the treasurer and the comptroller as well.
I'll do it when I get them in from her, I'll forward them out.
Okay.
'Cause I didn't realize that they were being left out on, for some reason, I didn't know. I'll do that when you remind me. But yeah, we'll do that.
Lyle Weston,
Yes.
Craig Dillon,
Yes.
George Streamer Jr.,
I just the thank you and I'm done.
Norman Standing Soldier,
Sure.
Jackie Sears,
Why not?
We can't call each other, sure.
Ty Lunderman, Wayne Little Thunder,
Give me.
Brian Jumping Eagle,
Yeah.
Sonia Little Weston, Beef Randall,
Yeah.
7 yes, 4 not voting.
Vote was.
Okay, last thing, or I have two last things. The engagement letter, did this get passed out, Julian?
She's got it right here, hold on.
Okay, again, Baker Tilly is on board for a few more years coming, and that means we already started our cash reconciliation for 2025. Now, please put this on your calendars, everyone. The 25th, 26th, and 27th of this month, Baker Tilly will be on site, and we're reviewing current day-to-day stuff. And this is the stuff that I put in my correctional action or plan for our audit for last year and the year before, 23 and 22. We're fixing it so we don't have to have Baker Tilly coming in. They're showing us setting up routines, helping clear suspense lists, correct deposits, what are we missing, what could be scanned, that type of stuff. So we're on it. I don't want to not have a auditor lined up for 25 because I'm seeing 25 be done in November, first week of December. So this is the engagement letter for 2025. Are we gonna get this passed? And Georgette's here. Good job.
So Georgette, what would the motion be for this?
So if I could just talk about the engagement letter and I'm not
Georgette,
trying to throw.
Georgette, hold
Yeah.
on. 1 second, it's super loud. Hold on.
Super loud.
Can you test your mic?
Hello?
Okay, is that better?
Hello?
That's good, that's good.
How's that? Okay, so I'm not trying to throw a wrench in it. So back when Baker Tilly was engaged, there was negotiation on the engagement letter regarding tribal sovereignty and the interpretive law that was added to the templates that a lot of CPAs have. At the time, you were very, very behind on your audit, so when Whipley's letter of engagement came in, there was a decision not to go through that big engagement letter and accept it as is because you guys didn't have time to negotiate with them. Now that we're almost caught up, I don't know if you want to take the time with Whipley to have them also add in that choice of law language and the sovereignty language in their letter of engagement because it's not currently contained in there.
So
the same way that it is with Baker Tilly.
Can the committee motion to have you review the engagement letter and bring back the recommendations on the 13th, on the 20th?
Or at least propose that language to Whitley?
The 20th is that working session.
Yes, sir, council. In case any council. So if they bring it back on the 20th with your recommendation, or review and recommendation, then they can make the motion on the 20th to send the proposal to Whitley.
it, okay, I mean, in normal contract review, that's the language we usually have. Do we need to go through council to have me suggest that language to Whitley? I don't think so, right?
Georgia, this is Tony. Julie walked out for a second. George is there. I don't know, but is this something you could do since it's just normal language that we ask that this be approved pending the change? That way.
Yeah, pending contract negotiation on venue and tribal sovereignty language.
Good. Who's up?
Norman?
Good, Norman. No, I didn't have nothing.
So is that a motion someone can make, or is that something you don't want to do?
Well, I think, if I get the floor,
Good.
don't we want these done in a timely manner? You know? So why not, pending a review of a lawyer and approval of sign off on the chair, that we can move ahead with this, committee chair? That way we can make sure we're getting things done in a timely manner. Huh?
Pending approval?
Pending approval, yeah.
That's your motion?
No, I think why not just get it done? You know, I mean, we're gonna stall and be 30 days behind. I said, once the language is done, we can have, she's doing it for us, so it should be done right. We can have the chair and vice chair sign off on it and get it to council. That's my motion.
Hey, I know I'm doing something to me here.
And I'm not saying it again either. I'm pouting.
She was eating.
I'm not gonna get involved in that. My motion is that with the corrections and the review by our legal, that we can have the chair of the committee and the vice chair of the committee sign off on it and send it to council. We can discuss it there. Quicker the better.
I'll second Craig's motion. Okay. Motion by Craig, second by Blaine.
Signature by our chair or by?
The chair of the committee and the vice chair, so they both review it.
Oh, okay. And forward to council. Okay. Lyle Weston?
No voting.
Craig Dillon?
Yes.
George Dreamer Jr.? Oh, Norman Standing Soldier?
Yes.
Jackie Sears?
Not voting.
Ty Lundeman? Don Roy Gosper?
What's the motion then?
This with plea agreement or engagement letter pending corrections and review by our legal, who is Georgette, and
Is that for this,
signature.
an audit coming up to review it?
Yep.
For the 2025
Do you have a copy of it that we can look at,
audit.
Tony?
Reggie passed them.
There's one more. Oh, it's in those papers he gave you.
Do you have time to look at it no, I would go.
Not voting. Blaine Little Thunder?
No, my vote's no.
Oh, no, okay.
I'll vote yes.
Ryan Jumping Eagle?
Yes.
Sonia Little Hawk Weston?
Yeah.
Beef Randall?
Yeah.
5 yes, 2 no, 4 not voting.
5 yes, 2 no, 4 not voting, motion passed.
2 no.
2 no. Was that it?
That's it for me, guys, unless, I don't know, but I gotta get upstairs, but I think we need to get clarification on the 200,000 that BIA offered because it was for 24. So 24 will be done at the end of this month. Do we use that money to pay for the audit?
Remember we denied it?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but
Okay.
back to BIA, they have to,
Alright.
different plan.
Okay, so that is it for comptroller, moving on.
Thank you.
Wounded Knee District Child Care Facility Award Letter and Contract.
What is that?
That's in your packet, so remember he was trying to get support for that funding for their building?
That red building?
Yeah, so if you look at your packet, they actually approved it.
They didn't.
Right here.
There's the award letter.
There's an award letter right here. It's in your packet.
Yeah, we see it.
And then the attachment, he said, was the construction contract for
Can you,
whoever.
I was reading it, it's approved, but it was to be approved only for the Pine Ridge one. Yeah, I was reading it and
I didn't get that far.
yeah, children and family to Frank. It does say that this is, the funds are to be used. Please note that I am pleased to inform you that the Administration for Children and Families, ACF Office of Child Care, has approved your application to use the Child Care Development Fund for major renovations of the child care facility located in Pine Ridge, South Dakota. This approval authorizes Boston Tribe to spend the following funds, but it says that it be used for construction or major renovation activities without written approval from ACF as required by 45, whatever Boston Tribe is spending from this above only on the child care facility located in Pine Ridge, South Dakota, as described in this application approved. So it had a contract attached to it from that Shangu. So was he trying to use that Shangu to do work over there?
I believe so. He said it was approved.
No.
Oh, where did he say it was
It
approved?
doesn't say it's approved.
No, the Shangrus who, I have to be refreshed on this one.
Yeah, I think we should
I wish you were
have
here.
the attorneys review it.
Mhm.
But I think it does sound like there was a construction contract, but according to the letter,
On the construction contract, it says Wounded Knee.
Yeah, it says Henderson, South Dakota.
that was a construction contract prior, but see, now they wrote a letter back and they're saying that, this, yeah. So that's why this construction invoices were attached and the contractor, see, that's what it was. Somebody must have got him to do work, but then now the funding agency is saying differently.
Yeah.
This is the one you're talking, 7/8/24.
So do you want a motion to have the attorney work with chief of staff?
Yeah,
And I-
she needs to look
I
into
kind of
it.
know a little bit about it, yeah.
Yeah, and can you bring that back next week?
Yeah, I can.
Okay,
I'll get with you.
is there a motion for the chief of staff to work with Georgette regarding this letter, this funding, this award letter?
I'll motion that we
Okay.
have the
Chief of-
attorney work with the chief of staff and probably the program director.
Yeah.
And look into it and then
We
maybe
will.
bring
We've
it
got a
back.
couple
because
more we need to do,
The
so yeah.
funding agency denied it.
Who's the funding agency?
We have a motion, is there a second? Second by Blaine.
Lyle Weston,
Yes.
Craig Dillon,
Yes.
George Dreamer Jr.,
Yes.
Norman Standing Soldier,
Yes.
Jackie Sears, Ty Lunderman,
Oh, there it is. Did you wanna hold on to this or don't just keep going?
non-reg welfare,
Do you have your
Oh.
agenda?
Blaine Little Thunder,
Yes.
Get an agenda from
Good.
and then from that.
Yeah.
okay, Ryan Jumpnico,
Yes.
Sonia Little Hawk Weston, Steve Randall,
Yep.
10 yes, 2 not voting.
10 yes, 2 not voting, motion passed. Garfield, this letter is going to be referred to the chief of staff and the attorney to be reviewed because of the writing in there. It states the Pine Ridge Child Care. So they need to clarify that, read it back on the 20th of August. Because the letter does state Pine Ridge Child Care Development Center, located in Pine Ridge, South Dakota. And security, I don't have anything on security. Security cameras. Go ahead.
No, it's not security camera.
Oh, security.
So when's the next meeting that you're bringing this back?
20th.
Which is next week or?
Yep, next
Okay.
Thursday.
So, all I needed on that issue was MOU. To have our attorney draft the MOU for our district and childcare. So initially, that's where the money came from, was the Pine Ridge project. And then we got that one for Martin and ours out of that funding. So that's probably why it says that, but they know it's for the Wounded Knee project. Kim, was you a part of the meeting the other day we had?
No.
Tammy Lafferty,
Contracts.
Pigeon, Tony, they were all involved in the meeting. So they know it's intended for the Wounded Knee project. I think we just want to pretend that it's not because it's my project. You guys know that this is the money you've been waiting for. So back to the other issue, because it's going to come back, and I gave Lyle the contract from our district. I don't know how we're going to stall this any longer because the money has to be spent by September. That's why I was trying to get it. We were trying to get it passed. But if we have to wait another week, then so be it. This other issue is our $350,000 that each district's got for the startup funds for your community buildings. A couple months back, we approved to use $15,000 for security. It was passed by the executive committee, and our project ain't going to be completed until the second week in October, according to our ownership. Medicine Root would be the last week in September, and Porcupine before that. So, according to her, it's going to be a couple more months before ours is done. And having security at our building has worked. It's been working for our district. We haven't had anyone try to vandal the building or anything because we have security present. The other night, when the security was working, they found one of the doors that weren't padlocked. You know, if we didn't have security, then who knows? You know, people would have went in the building and vandalized the building because there's no cameras yet. So it's efficient, it's working, and so what I'm asking for is an extension for our community only to extend, because I think there was a cap of $15,000 on it for out of our money. It has nothing to do with anybody else. It's just for our community, because we really need security up until October till our project's completed. And so what I'm asking for is we're requesting that we extend our project security for another, August, like a month and a half to mid-October.
Is that your motion?
I think I'm on the committee.
Oh, you're not on the committee.
Motion.
It didn't go through council yet, though.
Yeah, you're still on because it didn't make it through council.
Okay, well, I'll make that motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to extend
And it's coming out of our money, so, I mean, it's
The-
not affecting anyone else.
Wounded Knee Community Center security funding from the,
Multi-purpose building.
yep, there's a name here. The government, OST Government Service Building under American Relief Plan.
Community building security?
Yep.
Question.
Go ahead, Sonia.
You know, I don't know if Councilman still knows what we were talking about earlier about our plans for the 9 districts and the deadline that we put down with Tony acting, is we had a meeting last Saturday, Garfield, but we talked about our indirect cost staff in each of the 9 district buildings. And they have to come back with a plan to give to Tony. And she did present today, there's only 7 of them that did that. We still have your district and Medicine Root district that didn't come back with a plan yet. All those staff in the buildings are indirect costs, and if we don't come back with a plan to justify their positions, then they told us on Saturday there wouldn't be any more people in those multi-purpose buildings starting in January. So we gave them time to come back with a plan today, but work with Tony. And today she reported that there were 7 of them, but she's still reviewing it. We're going to give her time to reach out to your district and Medicine Root and come back with a plan for it. So whatever, needs to happen in those districts, I just wanted to share that with you because that's something that we did meet on Saturday and talk about. And executive boards were there and staff people were there. But only one from your district, I think, was Dave Kelly. And I think Medicine Root had 1 person there. And so, again, those are something to maybe share with you, to maybe take back to your district, because that's something that we're working on. And they should come back with a plan to Tony Moncho.
So you can let your executive board and your district service center staff know they need to meet with Tony.
So Dave knows, why didn't he relay that to somebody? Because
I think he did, but nobody showed up.
Yeah. For the motion.
Lyle Weston,
Not voting.
Garfield Steele,
Yep.
Craig Dillon,
Yes.
George Streamer Jr.,
Yes.
Norman Standing Soldier,
Yeah.
Jackie Sears,
Not voting.
Ty Lunderman,
Yes.
Don Ray Goldsberg,
What's the motion?
It's supporting us to extend our security program for our district building. I mean, it's coming a lot of our own money. It don't affect anybody.
Which, hey, was that
up to the completion of their project. in
Chair, but
October.
was that all districts too, wasn't that?
Yeah, but you guys, nobody chose to utilize it.
Our
So.
plan is different.
Was it
Yeah,
different? Okay.
each district has a different plan.
Different plan.
Yes.
Wayne Little Thunder,
Did you get this online?
Ryan Jumperville,
Yes.
Sonia Little Hawk Weston,
Not voting.
Beef Randall,
Yeah.
9 yes, 4 not voting.
9 yes, 4 not voting. Motion
So I
passed.
got a question. So this plan you're speaking of, are you guys saying that the 350,000 is going to be utilized to support your plans?
No. So district service center staff, we talked about this for the past 2 years, that the IDC is not funding the staff anymore because they're not providing services to the people utilizing the programs. So what's happening is that the districts are recognizing that there's a different need per district, and they don't want to be blanketed under what the tribe puts out. An example that was used was when Wounded Knee had the virus on the computer and it affected the tribe's network. But we instead held all districts accountable versus holding just the district accountable. They don't want to be under that blanket because their needs are different from your needs. So like your Wounded Knee's needs are different from Pass Creek's needs. And so what we said is each district bring forth a plan on what staff is going to provide these services to the people if we can justify it under the IDC. So all those IDC programs, and I have a list here, I think I need to scan it because I don't have it in my email. All the IDC programs that are in here, the district service centers are supposed to be doing the intake of those applications, working with those programs and getting those services out to the people. Right now, they're not doing that. The people are going directly to the programs, having to do their own follow-up, having to do their own applications.
Oh, okay, well, I was just wondering if the startup plan had to do with this 350,000, so you brought it up during that portion of the agenda.
Oh, so the question for the startup is that some districts are utilizing their startup for paying their propane, paying their electricity, all of that.
Yeah, okay, that's, because we're in the same boat, but we're only using a portion to do security until then.
Right.
And then, is there anything else you guys want to pick out of this letter that we can address next week so I can get it ready for the committee?
I think it just needs to be verified that it is not specific to Pine Ridge childcare, that it would help that it states Wounded Knee, if Wounded Knee is an extension to the Pine Ridge's childcare, but somewhere it states Wounded Knee.
No, it was, I mean, if you paid attention from the beginning, that's where it was money out of that.
You're directing that to me, I understand.
No, I'm not directing it to you, the committee.
All right.
But we'll have that, I'm just saying if there's anything else we want to pick out of that letter before next week so I can get it addressed.
Okay. So I think just identifying location.
Okay.
Go ahead, Jackie.
Yeah, at one time, Garfield, you came and said that they couldn't use that money from childcare, so that's what we're trying to clear up. That's what you said to us at one time.
I never said that, I said that.
He did.
Yeah.
No, I said they couldn't, I don't know what the money, where the money was or the status was. We didn't know until finally they came and said that it was in Denver and it went to Seattle and then to Washington. And so I got the congressional assistance to get this money finally drawn down, which is where we're at now. So everyone that's been involved, like contracts, Pigeon, everybody, we know where the money is intended. So if we're gonna hold out for another week, that's fine, but if there's anything else we wanna pick out, let me know so I can get it addressed.
I do want to say one thing.
Hold on 1 second, Sonia. The contract, I think just making sure that the contract falls within the procurement guidelines as well.
Okay. No,
Go ahead, Sonia.
so, can I answer that real quick?
Oh, okay.
So that's one thing I went and met with contracts office for yesterday. Because it started out as a district project, and once we got the matching from childcare, then it became part tribal. So that's why we have to do an MOA. But over in contracts, they said that since it's an approved contract already and the work was already provided, the only reason why the project stopped was because of the funding issue. So it is still a valid contract.
Okay. I think just having that written as well.
Okay, from the contracts office?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, Sonia.
Yeah, I do want to say something. You know, Garfield, if it came early to the finance committee meeting and maybe we're here when we were addressing this, then maybe we would take a different action. But you don't come till later on and then you bring all these things up to us. But I think one thing I will say is that the letter on August 5th to the president, and it says the grant award, that's the reason why we took the action today. It has, please note that other CCDF funds may not be used for construction or major renovation activities without written approval from ACF as required by the 45 CFR, whatever that number is there. Oglala Sioux Tribe may spend funds listed above only on the child care facility located in Pinehurst, South Dakota, as described in this application approved by ACF. That's the reason why we took action today. So this was sent to the president August 5th. So that is why we need to clarify whether or not the funding agency is allowing you to use these funds for the Wounded Knee Red Building. That's what we need to hear. That's why we sent this for them to look into, the chief of staff, director, and attorney. So I think if you came earlier and were here, then we could have heard you out. But you come late, and then you tell us these things after we take the action. So I don't think anybody's got anything negative to say, but I think if you just came early, then I think that we would understand where you're coming from.
Okay, normally when the councilor brings an agenda item, you guys would table it or either wait for that individual to be here. And I told you I was coming late because I'm doing work that does matter. And I did participate in a walk in Martin, like I told you. I was gonna be late because I did go to Stop the Violence walk in Martin. And I let the councilor up from Lake Creek know that. So I was gonna be late, so that's why I'm late today. And out of respect for myself, we should have waited until I got here, which I'm okay with waiting another week, because whether or not this project's gonna move forward, because our people need it.
Right, and you did say that you were gonna be late, but it's nearly 3 o'clock, so I didn't know how late you're going to be. When some say they're gonna be late, it's about an hour in, like 11 o'clock. But we're almost done with the agenda, so.
Here.
Okay, so we do have the motion. Did we pass the security one? Yep, we did. Okay, moving on to OSD HIP program. Chief of staff approval form signed approval for new home build and 6 new HIP homes. Go ahead. Introduce yourself for the record and go ahead.
Hi, my name is Sunshine Catches. I work with the HIP office as the administrative assistant. I did give copies. I don't know if she gave them to you guys yesterday. But we're just trying to we have a contractor, we have all the proper documents. We did an RFP, we went through Chuck Ross, we have the list of locations. But we do have a contractor that's willing to build our homes for us, because in the past we purchased trailers, but he's willing to do homes, like the foundation and build an actual home that are turnkey ready. So that's the paperwork we were told by Chuck Ross to come through finance, so we can get it to council for approval. So that's why we're here today.
We don't have that in our packet. Do you have a copy of that?
I have one copy, but I mean, I can show you guys because it's for all the names. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I don't have it up here.
Yeah, those are them.
No.
I don't have those.
You want to see it, Chuck?
Oh, I think we just need a copy.
Who's the contractor?
I don't think Lynn has it either.
Julia.
You need to know who the contractor is.
Sure.
Who's the contractor?
Go ahead, Dee.
Okay, while they are looking around for what you, who's Joshua charging cloud?
He is from Mongley.
Yeah.
And it's in here.
Oh, his name would be up there.
That charging crew or cloud?
He said it was cloud.
Okay. I know Joshua, but
Charging cloud?
The crow.
Charging crow?
Separate copy.
he already asked us, right? That's when you're gonna fix it?
I handed it out separate like this, because
This
they
one
gave
is
me,
cloud, 'cause
they
that's
brought
the
their own
application we
copy.
have on file.
Oh, you were gonna make two copies?
Right on, these are
This is my copy.
You got an
It
idea?
goes to Donna, Garth, and Kim.
How we select them is when they bring in the applications, then we bring them in, we put them into our tapper that we send up to Aberdeen, and then It's a point system, so Aberdeen makes the selections, contacts us with the names, and that's how we move forward.
I didn't do one then.
Right here. So he's gonna build a home at 75,000 each?
It's 150, but remember you have to do half up front and then half at the end.
Okay,
Question,
go ahead.
so 150,000 per house?
Per house.
And then who's the head contractor?
Warlock's Construction. So there'll be turnkey ready homes.
Who's Warlock's Construction?
Dennis Cross. Dennis Cross.
Dennis Cross. They went out on a request for proposals, and those proposals came in, and that was the one that was selected. But he's shaking the earth for Jackie. Ellie?
Question,
Go ahead.
so wasn't that the same name that we turned down from, the transit director?
Yeah.
Came with him and we went with the other individual because this guy wasn't finishing his projects or something?
It was the same one that we had to release from our building too.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jackie.
I just want to say that, our district had a lot of problems with this contractor.
So did ours.
Okay, let's go back and do a review. We haven't heard this, so this needs to be looked at. If there is things within Terrell that he hasn't completed projects, or there's other issues, we need to take a look at that and then bring these back next week. You know, because we really want to get them submitted. That's 5 homes that's going to go out. But if that is an issue, let us do some reach on and find out what's going on. We can do that.
Norman, then Donroy.
Um,
You turn your mic off, please.
We shouldn't take this on our shoulders, this should be Carol's issue. They have all the documentation, so they should be involved in every one of these contract selections. So I think Carol needs to come and answer for this one.
Question.
I got Donroy, then Jackie. Did you want to respond to Norman?
I agree with you, Norman. We will do that probably tomorrow. Let's get with them and see what happens. Norman's not here, so we're going to see. We also need to talk to Property and Supply because they did the RFPs or not. We went through Chuck to get the request for proposals out there. We went through the process, and this was who was selected. So let me check with Carol and Norm, and let me check with Chuck, and we'll get back to you. This is the first I heard about Warhounds.
And introduce us to this guy because we don't know who he is.
Okay. All right.
Go ahead, Donroy.
Thank you, Chair. I agree with Norman on this, with this Terrell issue. Because, this is 450,000 he's asking up front. And for all the complaints we heard. But I also do know that our Terrell director, he needs to get tough on a lot of stuff. It's not this issue. Because there's a lot of stuff slipping by him. Cost the tribe a lot of money, jobs, taxes, everything. And this ain't my first time speaking up on this issue. So, and we're supposed to work on that Terrell ordinance too.
Got it.
But this is my complaint, right? Thank you, Chair.
Gotcha.
Go, Jackie.
I think Terrell just works with the contractors to approve that they're hiring natives and all that. I think they just have a process for that. But I don't know where all the complaints go for our local contractors who because they're native and they're already covered through Terrell. But where do our something go where the contractor's not, if there's a complaint, I guess.
You guys know that Terrell has a commission, the Terrell Commission, and every time there's a complaint that comes in, it goes to the Terrell Commission. And I'm not privy to that commission, so that's an issue, but let us kind of figure these out, because these are really important when you get these done, so give us a week. Let me check out Orland's Construction. I'm not familiar with them, but they should be enrolled with Terrell. They should have a business license with Terrell, and they should have a reputation with Terrell. So give us a week, and we'll figure it out. We'll come back next Thursday, because I wouldn't realize that I don't know them. I just don't went through an RFP and they were selected. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, fair enough?
Okay, so you'll bring it back next Thursday?
Yeah, gotcha, we got it.
Okay. What's the time suspense on it?
We'll be back next Thursday and.
For you, for him?
Oh, for, what do we got for the
We just wanted to get them, like, because they said he's willing to do it.
Okay, so we're trying to stay within that contract bill time? I don't know how many months we have left on that.
We don't need it.
Okay, if you can do that, just bring it back. Okay.
Thank you, Committee.
Thank you. Chief of Staff, you might need to stand by for a couple more. This one is Chief of Staff position merit discussion. I brought this up a couple of weeks ago. I stated some of the probabilities of not having a merit chief of staff or somebody with some permanency for the tribe. The one thing that I've recognized and identified is that there's no continuity within the tribe. The programs are having to basically restart over because there's a different agenda or a different idea when a new chief of staff comes in, so it resets all these programs. And then also a chain of command for the program directors, gives them some stability as far as how the chief of staff addresses the directors, ensures the 425s are complete, ensuring that program reporting is complete, ensuring that we're staying on top of council counts, because every time we get a new chief of staff in, they're having to remake that wheel and get it going again, and there's no follow through, there's no left seat, right seat for incoming chief of staff. It really causes, it's a detriment to our program directors and getting services out to the people without having a permanent chief of staff. Of course, it would have to be, the job description would have to be strengthened and rewritten and strengthened and re-advertised once we do that. So, wanted to hear your thoughts on that. Georgette, I don't know if you were able to come up with anything as far as a job description and how that would apply in our personal policy and procedures manual.
So I have not. I guess I was waiting to see what you guys all decided. I think once you decide to go merit, that should be fairly quick. Except for then I'll, make sure we'll have to put it within the pay scale, which at this point it's been a negotiated rate.
I think there's no job description yet, because I'd like to review it and see what, just see what's put in there and what their qualifications are and all that before we pass it, because I too support that, because every time a new chief of staff comes in, then the programs they got new rules every 2 years, so they're kind of confused and we need stability though.
Yeah. Go ahead, Armin.
That plus, salary, they come in, they say, I'm not doing this job for this amount, I'm not. We have to give them a comfortable salary that they can maybe want to stay at longevity and not have to leave. Thank you.
Okay, so can we get a motion for Georgette's work with chief of staff on the job description and requirements? I'll make that motion. Okay, go ahead, chief of staff.
This is a very complicated job. There's a lot of moving parts to it. We have 88 programs. We have 824 employees. It's really tough to try to keep up with all these moving parts. I will say this though, there are some really good directors out there. They do cut the counts, they reconcile, they do their grant reports, they do everything. And then there's some out there that are just rolling. They're just We can't make them do it. And we're constantly get in here and argue with them, they'll argue back and we'll argue with them. And at the end of the day, reprimand. They have had no consequences for not doing what they need to do for a long time. And now they're going, well, I didn't have to do that before, or you didn't tell me you had to do this, and my funding agency took down. No, you're lying to me. You're flat out lying to me. You know what you need to do. You are a director. You have been hired to run this program, to run this grant, to oversee your staff. So it's holding the directors accountable is the biggest thing. And when they're not accountable, that's when they're up to you guys. That's when you're saying all this stuff. That's what happens when they're not held accountable. So it's a tough job, you guys. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know, but I think once you get them all on the same track and we don't have so many flip-flops and this chief of staff was in here, but no experience, this chief of staff was in here, but quit, it's really confusing to the directors. I meet with them almost daily. I go to contracts daily, I go to Tony's daily. There's a big thing that you have to walk around just to get the data and the information you need to make them do the jobs. So I just wanted to add that up, but like you said, there's a bunch of them that are really good too. They're awesome. You know, you don't have to worry about them. They can do what they need to do, but I would have to bring in here, I would recommend that you put this in as mayor because that learning curve is a circle. You know, you walk in here, you don't even know where to start. So just wanted to add that.
Thank you for that. Go ahead, Donna.
Chair, wasn't we talking about trying to get 2 chiefs of staff? For the fact that, you know, there's 88 programs. I mean, just like you said, you come in, you're lost. And you put everything on them. So maybe you could try to implement 2, split it right down the middle, and have equal power. Because even if we put them in there as a merit, there's no way they're going to be able to manage 88 programs.
Right, I know we discussed AOs and the cause and effect with AOs as well.
Maybe we could try to put that in there too, maybe looking at 2 positions.
Do you want to add that into your motion?
Yeah, I think we can add that in to come back with a plan, what you think could work. You know, what's needed for there. You've been in there